So today we want to deep dive a little bit inside the marketing department here at Superchat, and that's why we're here with Max. Max, what are you doing here at Superchat, and since how long have you been here?
I'm here since 1.5 years, and I'm head of marketing at Superchat.
How did you reach this position here at Superchat? Did you start immediately as head of marketing?
Yes.
Straight to the point, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I had a lot of different other positions for other companies, other startups, and I founded also myself an agency back in the time, but since 1.5 years I'm head of marketing here, and yeah, we are working to grow Superchat.
Okay. And why did you choose to work in marketing, and what brought you here as head of marketing today?
So in general, I like the topic of communication. So communicate stuff is super important in our world, and it's interesting to see how many layers this part can have for a company, and that's what's interesting, I think. And Superchat is just interesting. So it starts from the product, the people, what we are doing together. This is super interesting every day. There are a lot of reasons, but actually I just like to be here every day.
Okay, but did you always see yourself as a marketing person?
Not really, I'd say. The decision came really late in my life. So I studied actually sports economy back in the days.
Okay.
So not directly connected to marketing. It was more that I had the first steps in the direction of marketing with sports sponsoring and then marketing agencies in general. But I've chosen then the path more in the direction of small companies to dive deep into the product and not always don't just do one aspect of marketing, let's say paid social or something like this. It's more like I like to dig deep into the product and what's beneath it in the end.
Yeah. Also because marketing is really has different facets, we can say. It's really a big field to cover, and also
absolutely.
a lot of skills and a lot of topics that maybe you want to learn and you want to focus on. So basically you start with a different path, and then you got in contact with marketing and you fell in love with it, basically, we can say a little bit.
A little bit like that, yes.
Maybe fell in love is too much.
What's really interesting about this is that everything is always changing. When I started with online marketing, it's let's say 13 years ago, I started with SEA, and SEA was everything back then. And how this world is changing every day is super interesting. So when then Meta ads came, it was a huge thing to access and to experiment with. And yeah, who is really using Facebook at the moment? On the other hand, what we are doing with TikTok for a B2B SaaS company. So it's always changing, and that makes it really interesting that every change has potential to do something out of it.
Yeah.
And that's super interesting.
That's true, because I wasn't thinking about it, because I also work in marketing, and but actually I started that everything was already there, Facebook, TikTok was TikTok was starting, but I basically grew up with all these things, so for me it's obvious, but actually a few years ago.
This is super interesting, and our target groups are just on different platforms. And this is super important and interesting, because I can good remember back in the days when when Facebook was entering the market in Germany, and everything was Wild West, and you could do everything with data, and it's not like that anymore. It's a total opposite. It feels like it, and this is cool. This is nice because you can work with it as the same as we now try to work with LLMs. So ChatGPT and co. What does this do to the marketing world?
Yeah, this is basically the same thing maybe as Facebook before. They always say oh, maybe everything is ending because now something new is coming.
We will enter the metaverse. We are
we
so
never
close.
Know. But actually, we always find a way to use them and to market them a little bit. and also nothing is never stopping in the end. Like there's always something new, but we always learn how to integrate it.
Everything is part of communication, how people communicate with each other, and this is changing. That's why our world has to change.
Yeah. So that's basically, so in the past, like when you started, basically everything was around Google mainly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this why now you like to focus on Google? Good old days.
On one hand, yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, maybe.
I like numbers, so this is definitely one of those worlds where numbers are super helpful. They are as well in social media marketing, but. If I have a SEA campaign, I put money on it today, and tomorrow I have numbers I can look at. So this is something I really like. And yeah, it's super important for us as a B2B SaaS company to invest as well in Google SEA and SEO. Yeah, because it just fits also to our target group.
Yeah, and also it never gets old. Like for example, in this month, like in July, now also social media content is available on Google.
Yeah,
so
true.
basically it's always still connected, and like also in the present day is really useful, and it's like never gets old in the end.
That's the big target, to combine everything with the same language or the same words you choose, to combine all of those words where you're active. This is the big masterpiece.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And what's the biggest project you're working on now at Superchat, like with the marketing team? Maybe there are many, but like
yes, there are
probably
many, as always. One of the most important parts at the moment is how we can work with AI. So to automate a few aspects of our daily business with AI helps a lot. But not everything which is what's out there is really a good solution. A lot of AI topics are just wind and words than really useful. So that's, I think, one of the major big steps we have in front of us to really integrate AI in all of our aspects or tasks we have. And then, yeah, we have transformation internally, how we work with leads. This is super important. So where do we want our potential customers to convert? That's a super important aspect at the moment, because we want to thrive more traffic through our website, through our homepage, and not invest more in social lead forms, for example, because we can see that the output, the quality of the leads we push then to the sales departments is way higher, is better. And then we have less friction then on the sales team. So these are the typical and really interesting situations we have now in front of us.
It's also really interesting. I like to see how here at Superchat, like they try to really connect the marketing team and sales team. It's really
yes, sure,
a strong bond. Like, and I think it's not that probably it's like common, but not that common that like really it counts a lot on the marketing side.
Yeah,
so it's like,
yeah, sure. Because at the end of the day, we grow when we do revenue, and if we create a customer for our CRM, then we have a contact in HubSpot. That's nice, but that doesn't mean that we have a real customer yet. And to combine those worlds, this can be, or this is necessary in the end, and we do our best every day.
Yeah, that's true. And so to talk about like also not that much like all this professional stuff, I want to ask you a question. Maybe you cannot answer, but we'll see. Is there like a cliche you think about marketing that for you is wrong? Like that you would say, nah, that's not like that. Also because you're in the field since like many years now.
I think what's typical from the marketing manager is that from outside, a lot of people think that every marketing manager is crazy and colorful and is talking all the time, and inside of marketing, there are a lot of different aspects, and the typical SEA or tracking manager or conversion rate optimization, it's not necessary that it's an outgoing person who likes to be on social media. So there are more aspects than just the colorful and loud person in marketing.
That's true. There are also a lot of trends on social media about it, but we can say that you can also be introvert to work in marketing. You don't have to be like crazy, but like some people are, but not all. But yeah, that's true. And the best moment you would say of your career until now?
I had a few really good moments in my personal career. To start at Superchat is definitely one part of it.
You think is like was a big change,
yes,
a big
it was
step?
a really good step for me personally, and yeah, there were others as well. So I founded an agency with a good friend of mine. This was a really, really huge lesson for me, and I developed a lot. So this was really important as well. I started an NGO with a good friend of mine. So this also not worked out, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's also an experience.
But to experience stuff like this really changes something in your brain. And yeah, from there on, yeah, I think especially Superchat is one of those elements.
Yeah. So you would say like also sometimes even if like we fail, because like sometimes can happen, but it's also good to be brave and try. That can also be a best moment, even if maybe it didn't end up as you maybe picture it in your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. One question more, and then we'll pass to like a little challenge. Since you're head of marketing, I prepare some questions.
Yeah, nice.
That we'll see how experienced.
I have no experience at all.
No. Well, like, can you name like a funny moment here at Superchat, not in your career, like here, or a funny memory, or like something that happened maybe with a client, or I don't know, that's stuck in your mind?
There are more than one. There are a lot of good party memories lately.
Okay. Yeah.
After our 5th anniversary. But also on a daily basis, I learn at the moment to be in front of the camera for videos, and this is fun.
Okay.
Because it's really fun for me to do that because it's new. I'm learning a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's really nice at the moment.
How do you say like selbstverständlich? It's not obvious to stay also in front of the camera.
Yeah,
it's like you say, okay, you go there and do something, but then they're like,
yeah, it's not feeling natural. But the more I do it, yeah, practice is king. So there as well.
Yeah, that's true. And it's also nice to try always new things. Also, that's one thing I like also about marketing.
Yeah,
I think it's
absolutely.
it always changes, as we said, and you can always try different things. And like in one career, you can be many versions of yourself as possible. I don't know.
You have to develop
makes sense
all the time. So it should be part of your nature. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Challenge moment. I would say marketing super quiz. I would name it. Didn't have a name now with us. So first question. This is easy. The first one. What's the difference between impressions and reach?
Reach means single persons. So I can have more impression than reach because one person can have more impressions. So I reach then 10 people, but they had 15 impressions, for example, because 5 of them had 2 impressions.
Right. So like unique users versus not unique users, I would say. I don't know, like, perfect. First one, nailed it. What does ROAS stand for and how it is different from ROI?
Return on advertising spend, so it's the full name, and it means how much do I get in return on what I invest. So is it worth it more in the end than I invested? Then my ROAS is above 1.
Exactly.
Is there really a
and the ROI is like more like the general one, I would say, like because like is the one is returning on advertising spend, and the one is return on investment. So it's more a generic one, like with everything.
But in the end, it means almost the same then. So
it's almost the same. Yeah.
Okay,
It just
good.
takes like the second one. It takes. I think it takes in how do you say, considerations.
So
Also external factors like how
okay.
people worked on this, blah blah blah. So more also
okay, on this
organization aspect, I would say.
Okay.
You see? I just know because I looked at it.
That's
why.
It's more than advertising spend. And,
Yeah, the first one is like more precise and more important. So
Yeah.
we can say nailed it. And the third question, what's quality score in Google Ads and why does it matter?
So first of all, there are two. One of campaigns and one for keywords. Relevant one is the one for the keywords. There you have a quality score, how good your keyword is matching to the intent of the search term and the ad itself, and then the landing page as well. So the quality score is a result of a lot of different aspects, which just says how good your keyword is working inside of this algorithm. So the better the ad and the landing page fits to the intent, the better is your quality score.
Perfect. I would believe it. It looks convincing, so no, it's right. Of course it is.
So maybe, I hope so. Let's
Of
see.
course it's right. Perfect. So one last question I would say. What's an advice you would give to someone who wants to start here in Superchat or in marketing in general? Is there a thing maybe they should work on?
Just do. So just try it out and be brave. Test new things. Also, to fail is not a bad thing. It's just a matter what you can learn out of it. And as long as you do that, there is no wrong way.
Yeah, that's true. To be brave, I think. Because we always know it, also when we're younger, but most of the time we never do it.
Yeah.
And then we regret it a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, marketing teaches you that because you have to be in the moment, you have to be active, and yeah, that's true.
And always challenging.
It's true. Perfect.
Okay.
We're done.
Thank you.